Hi guys, I'm back and this is Lynn with Little for Nursery. I'm here with baby Angie. She is the Realborn Laila Awake by Bountiful Baby. And she's a cutie pie. I haven't changed her since the Rose Doll show, believe it or not. So she's still wearing an outfit from the show. And I'm going to actually put her in this really, really cute outfit. This is a Janie and Jack, kind of a velour. I don't know what to call these. I don't know if they're rompers or footless sleepers or what, but I'm going to put this on her. And I hope you guys don't mind. If you're not into politics and don't want to hear my opinions on things, feel free to tune out and skip this video. But, you know, I feel like I have this platform on YouTube, and I would be remiss if I didn't put in a plug for my favorite candidate right now in the race for the U.S. presidential election for 2020. So let's get started. Let me change Miss Angie, and I just wanted to just chat about the Democratic debates that we just saw, and just for the record, like throughout my life, I have not always voted Democrat. Like, even though I'm from California, I have voted Republican in the past. It's not in the last election, mind you guys. I did not vote for Trump, but I have voted Republican. I think I voted for George W. But yes, I consider myself more, like, I think I was registered independent for a long time, and I consider myself more of a moderate. Like, I don't necessarily agree with every single thing that, in terms of policies for either the Democrats or Republicans. But I would say I'm probably more Democrat than not, and these days especially. So anyway, so you guys are all probably wondering, like, who my kind of choice candidate is. Well, it's Andrew Yang. And I know he's not polling very high. I think the last time I checked, he was maybe right around 5%. But I think a lot of that does have to do with just lack of awareness. And I also know a lot of you guys who are watching this are global and, or all over the world, and may not care at all about American politics. So for that, I apologize. But I felt like, it's something that I've been, talking to my mom about a lot. Like, she's the one who actually got me excited about Yang and his policies. And I promise I'm not supporting him just because he's Asian. In fact, probably looked at him with a little bit more of a critical eye at first because of that. But the thing is, I think if you Google him on YouTube and just type in his name and watch a few of his videos and what he has to say, you'll like. For me, when I initially saw him on the first debate, I was kind of like, who is this guy? Like, he's not established in politics, and I kind of didn't take him seriously at all at first. And I also thought the universal basic income. So for those of you guys who are not familiar with him, his basic premise is, or one of his policies. Oh my gosh, doesn't Angie look so cute in this? Sorry, quick break. Oh my goodness. So one of his basic tenets is a universal basic income, and the rationale behind it is that a lot of jobs are going to be automated in the future, like retail workers, truck drivers, you name it. Like, it's going to affect not just a small percentage of the population, but a substantial percentage of the population. And doing things like free college, or you know Medicare for all. I mean, he actually is in support of Medicare for all, but kind of rolling it out over a longer period of time, because he knows that's probably a difficult one to implement right away, or to still kind of give people a choice. So I think he's maybe a little bit more moderate on that one. But the universal basic income that he is proposing is that every single U.S. citizen, ages over the age of 18, would receive $1,000 a month. No strings attached, from the federal government every single month. And I think it's just I think, at first I thought, oh gosh, how there's no way we're going to be able to pay for this. What about inflation? So I had probably a lot of the same thoughts that a lot of people have when they first hear about this idea. But then as I, listened to more of his, more of his interviews and things that he would say about it, I think his arguments make a lot of sense. And it's like, basically, Amazon, take Amazon, for example, a lot of these jobs, like if you guys look, it's no secret, you go to your local mall, a lot of stores have been shutting down, and a lot of this is due to Amazon. And I'm a big Amazon customer, so I'm probably just as guilty as anyone of probably putting the mall stores out of business. um, but yeah, I mean, Amazon is kind of taken over the world a little bit, and he mentioned that they paid zero in taxes last year, which is crazy. I mean, so I think his idea of one of the ways to help pay for this universal basic income, or he calls it a freedom dividend, is to basically for Amazon to pay to charge a value, to basically charge a value added tax, like a VAT, which a lot of the, I guess, European countries already do. And then, if you could have a slice of every, basically it's like a slice of every Amazon transaction, every Google search, every Facebook ad, and you end up, and basically just for being a citizen of the US, it's like being a shareholder of the US, and getting to get this freedom dividend. And I was thinking about this more. Like I feel like for myself personally, I don't need that money financially. I mean, I'm doing just fine, working and things like that. I don't think my job would get automated, but you never know, right? Like in the future, you never know. So, but I do think that this would help so many people. Like, so if you're single, that's 12,000 a year. So it's really not enough to like kind of really live on and just decide you're not going to work again. And I think that, as people, we are designed for some kind of work, whether it's, even if it's not paid employment, but doing something meaningful, doing something to contribute to society. So maybe it's volunteer work, maybe it's something else. I don't think we're wired as human beings to sit on our butts and watch TV and you know and just like eat potato chips all day. Like I think that's like fun for maybe a little while, or if you just need a couple days just to veg or something like that. But soon, but I don't think people long term would be happy doing that. So I think we are wired to contribute to society in a positive way. But and I think it would take just some of the pressure off, for people who might be losing their jobs through automation, to be able to at least know that people's basic needs would be met. So I think it's a great idea. Like I thought it was completely crazy. I thought it sounded a little socialist when I first heard about it, and and by the way, he mentioned this in his opening speech at the Democratic convention, that he wants to basically kind of do a test run, and give this to 10 American families for 12 months. So to pay $1,000 a month, per month for 12 months, and do this for 10 families. And you can just enter, you don't have to like write anything about what you would do with the money or anything like that, but you just put in your name and email address, and you can be entered to win. And his website is just yang2020.com. So anyway, I am sorry for talking politics. I don't normally I don't normally get real political on my channel. And honestly, I'm not, I'm not a fan of our current president. I did not think he should have been elected. I think he's really sowed a lot of seeds of discord, amongst the American people. There are people, committing these like hate crimes, and saying that, because of like they were inspired by Trump. I mean, that's awful, and I'm not holding him necessarily I mean, everybody has their own free will to do what they want to do, but I just don't support him. And I just think that, the reason, like Yang makes a really good point, that the reason that Trump got elected was because there are people out there who are really hurting. And I think they were really hoping that Trump would be able to solve their problems and bring like real solutions. And like, I think he ended up putting a lot of blame on like immigration, and like saying, okay, well, we're going to put this wall up. And, but really it's, Andrew Yang makes the point that immigration is not the enemy, it's really automation. And it's, automation is what is really going to be taking away, a lot of jobs in the future. And, I think people do really not good things when they're in a desperate position, So I just think this would take the pressure, like, I think it would give everybody just a little bit of breathing room. And I think, look, for I think for all of us, $1,000 a month is meaningful. It's meaningful money. And if you're a couple and you have two adults in your household, that's 2,000 a month. That's 24,000 a year. So I think it's a great idea. I really do. And it's just one of, it's not, that's not his only policy. He has like many other policies which I think are really well thought out. Like he uses like facts and logic and reason. And the more, and he's just one of those candidates like I just get more and more excited about. Like the more I watch, his speeches and his just his different interviews. Like, I get more excited about him. I just really think he makes a lot of sense and he's got a good head on his shoulders. So I think he'd make an awesome president. And this is not to say anything negative about the other Democratic candidates, because I think a lot of them are really good candidates too. But Andrew Yang's my favorite. So I just wanted to kind of put in a little plug, for those of you guys who are Americans, if you haven't already, go and check him out. And, just that's all I ask. You should just go check him out. I just think his name, he's not very well known still. A lot of people still haven't heard of him or just aren't very familiar or aren't taking him seriously or not seeing him as having a chance because he's right now polling like fifth or something like that. But, I think that, but yeah, if you actually research him and listen to what he has to say, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. I know I was definitely a huge skeptic. And then, as I talked to my mom more and more about it, and then I started looking into it for myself, I was like, oh, you know what? I really like this guy. I think he'd be a really good president. And, yeah, I think he'd be awesome. So, okay, so sorry for talking your ear off about politics. I normally just I don't use my channel for that at all. But but it's just been something. Just I'm here living life with you guys. It's mostly like my doll collecting hobby, but I've been definitely like really, yeah, just I've been really like researching and like just really following it in the news and stuff like that. So I've been really excited and passionate about it, and I have to say, like, throughout my life, I haven't always been. I've sometimes in the past been a little bit more politically apathetic, but I really truly think this guy is onto something, and I think he could really make a huge positive impact for so many people. So all right, those are just my 2 cents. And Angie's gonna say bye to you guys. And thank you so much for bearing with me and for letting me just share what's on my heart. And yeah, and if you don't agree, totally okay. I just ask that you please, be kind and respectful in your comments. I will block and delete people who are rude. So there's just no need for that. But yeah, and if you don't want to comment, no problem too. I just kind of wanted to share that. It's been just kind of on my heart and just something I've been thinking about a lot. So, all right. Okay, guys, take care. We'll talk to you later. Bye.